Hello students. In the last video, algorithm 5, we have seen how branching statement works in algorithm. So in this video, we are going to see how looping execute in the algorithm. Okay, so let us see this with the help of example. Algorithm looping. So what is the meaning of looping? A loop is a sequence that gets executed several times. A complete execution of a sequence is called an iteration of the loop. So in the real life also we are using the word loop. So loop has one starting point and one exit point. Okay. So before this loop, first part of this one is sequences. So you know that the statements in the algorithms are executed in sequential manner. Okay, means one by one in consecutive manner. So algorithm will execute the first statements, first one, then it will execute the next consecutive statement, then it will execute the next consecutive statement. Like this the control goes to the end of algorithm. So this type of structure is called as sequences. Okay, when the steps in the algorithm executes in sequential manner, this type of technique is called as sequences. Selections means what? In the last video we have seen how we can use branching statements, means how we can use if statement within the algorithm. So each and every if statement has two exit points. When we enter here condition, if the condition remains true, it will execute some set of instruction, and when the condition remains false, it will execute some set of instructions. Okay, like this. So this is the condition, and we have to check whether this condition is true or false. Okay, so these are the two branches. If this condition remains true, it will execute this set of instructions, and if the condition is false, then it will execute this set of instructions. So this type of technique is called as selections. Okay, so it will select one route according to the condition. Then the third part is loop. Okay, so this is the loop. Here is the starting point of your loop, and it will execute like this. It will check some condition. If that condition it will remain true, it will again goes to the previous statement. If the condition remains false, it will take its control to the end of loop. Okay, so let us see how it works in algorithm. So look here once again. This is the sequences we have seen in the first and second video, how algorithm executes in sequential manner. No branching is there, no looping is there. In the selection we have seen how if statement works in algorithm. Okay, according to the condition, if condition is true or if it is false. Here we are considering how loops are executed in the algorithm with the help of example. Okay, so let us see this one. So look here, this is the example. Write an algorithm to print numbers from 1 to 10. Look here. So here I have written these three algorithms. In the first algorithm we are using sequences. In the next algorithm also we are using sequences. And in the third algorithm we are using looping statements. So how we can convert the sequences into looping statements? So we will see it in this example. Okay, so let us see the first example. So question is same. What we have to do here, we have to print numbers from 1 to 10 by using algorithm. Okay, so first number is given as 1 and the last number is given as 10. So this is the range, and we have to put all numbers in the range on the screen. So what is the initial number here? 1. And what is the last number here? 10. So in the first example, look here, what we have done in the first example. So step 1 start. Okay, what is our lower bound? What is our lower limit here? 1. Okay, what is our upper limit here? 10. So we assign the first number to variable no1. no1 is equal to 1. Because we want to display 10 numbers, we are using here 10 different variables. Okay, so first assignment statement, we have stored whatever lower limit is there. So we have stored this lower limit to one variable. So no1 is equal to 1. Then we are using another variable, no2 is equal to 2. Look here, we here we are not going to use no1 again, because if we use here no1 again, what would happen here? no1 is equal to 2, so this 2 value will be overwritten on 1. Okay, so use another variable here, no2 is equal to 2. So first algorithm, it will execute, it will store value 1 to the variable no1. Next, it will execute next consecutive statement, that is the step number 3. So it will assign value 2 to variable no2. Like this, no3 is equal to 3, no4 is equal to 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we used here 10 different variables for these 10 numbers. Okay, so you can take here different variable names to assign these 10 values. Then once we assign these values, we have to put it on the screen. So how we can put it? By using output statement. So what is the output statement here? Print. And how many variables we want to put it here? So total 10 number of variables are there. So we are using here print no1, no2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. So how it will work here? So it will print value of no1, so that is assigned as 1, so it gives you value 1. Then it gives you no2, value of no2, so we have assigned here value 2, so it prints 2. Then no3, it prints 3, and like this it will print all the values. And what is the value of no10 here? 10, so it will print here value 10. Okay, so this would be the output of this algorithm. Look here, if we our question is like this, print numbers from 1 to 100, so we have to write 100 different variables to assign these 100 values. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of this type of algorithm. Means how many values you want to put it on the screen, that number of variables you should use in the algorithm. Okay, so this is the disadvantages of this is the disadvantage of first algorithm. Okay, so let us see same question by another method. So here is again second algorithm, question is same. So write an algorithm to print numbers from 1 to 10. So what we have done here, again step 1 is start. We know the lower limit, so we have assigned number 1 to the variable no. So what is the assignment statement here? No is equal to 1. Okay, once we assign this number, then the next statement is print no. So what it does here, it will print value of no, and value of no is 1, so it prints 1. Then what is the next consecutive statement? As we know that uh, 1 is the lower limit and 10 is the upper limit, and we want to display numbers one by one. So we know the interval between two numbers. What is the logic here? We have to increment each and every number by 1, so you will get another resultant number. Okay, so here no is having value 1. We have to increment here uh, no value by 1, because the next consecutive number is 2. So what is the assignment statement here? No is equal to no by no plus 1. So this no is having previous value, that is 1. So when it will execute, so 1 plus 1, 2, and 2 will be assigned to variable no. So now value of no becomes 2. What is the next statement here? Print no. So it will print value of no as 2. Okay, look here. In this example, we are using 10 different variable names for 10 different values. In this algorithm, we are using single variable and we are incrementing that variable by 1. Okay, so here first value is 1, so we have assigned this value to variable no, and then we are incrementing this value by 1. Okay, so no is equal to no plus 1, it will print the value, it gives you 2. What is the next statement here again? No is equal to no plus 1. We are using same variable and we are incrementing the value of no by 1 once again. Okay, so what it becomes now? No previous value of no, whatever value of no is stored in the memory, the latest value of no is 2, because already we have executed no is equal to no plus 1. So we have 2 in the memory. So when we invoke this instruction, when the computer or when algorithm executes this instruction, it will take value of no as 2 because 2 is the latest value. Okay, so then it will perform this 2 plus 1. So now no becomes 3. Okay, then again it will execute print no, that is the 3. So it gives you 3. Okay, once again no is equal to no plus 1. So the latest value of no is 3. We have no is equal to 3. Again it will increment value of no by 1. So it will execute no is equal to no plus 1. Now value of no becomes 4. Okay, again it will execute print statement, it gives you value 4. Then next consecutive statement, no is equal to no plus 1. So again it will increment value of no by 1. So it prints here 5. So like this step number 30, it gives you 6. Step number 15, it gives you 7. Then 8, then 9, and then 10. Okay, so here again the output, it will remain same, it will print value from 1 to 10. Okay, so look here, algorithm 1 and algorithm 2, we have same question, but here we are writing algorithm by using two different methods. So what type of methods we used here? In the first example, look here again, in the first example we are using 10 variables for these 10 values. Okay, in the second example, in this example, what we did here, we are using single variable, that variable is no, and we are using the sequence of two instructions. Look here, print no, no is equal to no plus 1, print no, no is equal to no plus 1, print no, no is equal to no plus 1. So these two instructions means a set of these two instructions we are repeating again and again. Okay, print no, no is equal to no plus 1. Here also we are repeating the same sequence, print no, no is equal to no plus 1. Here again we are repeating the same sequence, print no, no is equal to no plus 1. So how many times we are repeating the same sequence? Yes, if we have initial value as 1 and we want to go it up to the 10, means we want to print it the up to the 10. So we are repeating this 10 times. We are repeating this a set of instructions. These two instructions are there in a set. We are repeating this set 10 times. When we are using same variable from the beginning of algorithm to the end of algorithm. Okay, so how it works, it will take your control to output statement, then it will execute this statement, again it takes control to the output statement, again it takes control to the mathematical operation, no is equal to no plus 1. So this is the difference between these two. Okay, first one and second one. Then if we want to print the numbers 1 to 100, okay, suppose question is changed and the question is like this, write an algorithm to print numbers from 1 to 100. So what would happen in the first algorithm and second algorithm? In the first algorithm, we should use 100 different variables. Okay, NO1 is equal to 1, NO2 is equal to 2, NO10 is equal to 10, NO11 is equal to 11, NO50 is equal to 50, then NO100 is equal to 100. So our algorithm, it should have 100 statements for 100 numbers, and start is there, end is there. So how many lines we have to write here when we are using same method to write numbers from 1 to 100? So it will be of 110 lines. Okay, these lines you should write for this type of algorithm. Suppose the question is print numbers from 1 to 1000, then you should write again near about 1005 lines of algorithm for this type of question. So this is the disadvantage of this technique. When we are using second one, what changes we have to do here is, when we want to write algorithm for 1 to 100 numbers, 100 times we should repeat these steps. Okay, 100 times we should repeat these steps. Right now our algorithm is having 22 steps. When we want to write same algorithm for numbers 1 to 100, so it will be of near about 200 lines of algorithm. Okay, so again this is the difficult task. We have to repeat these two statements again and again. So this is the difficult and time consuming task. So this is the advantage of this type of algorithm. So what is the way for when we are going to write these type of algorithm, where some instructions are repeated again and again, some instructions are we have to write some instructions again and again. So here in this type of examples we should use looping statement. Okay, look here, when we have to go for looping statements, when we have to repeat some set of instructions again and again, we are writing same set of instructions. Okay, so when we have to write one set of instructions again and again repetitively, then we can use here looping. We can use looping in that algorithm. Okay, so how we can use this one? Look here, this is the third example. Here we used looping statements. Here we use the looping methodology. Okay, so how we can write algorithm for this one? Step 1 is start. Okay, step 2, NO is equal to 1. We know the lower limit, we know the upper limit. We are going to print numbers from 1 to 10. So 1 is the lower limit, 10 is the upper limit. So first assign the limit. Okay, whatever range we have given, we can assign the lower value to the variable. So NO is equal to 1. Next one, here if condition is used. Why if condition is used? To check whether this value belongs to certain range or not. Okay, our range is 1 to 10, so we have to check it whether the initial number, whether the assigned number is in our range or not. So we should check this one. Here I have checked test if NO is less than equal to 10. Okay, look here, we have assigned NO is equal to 1, that is the lower range. We know the lower range, so we have assigned this one. And what is the conditional statement? We have to print numbers from 1 to 10 only. Okay, if this number is 11, we have to stop this algorithm, we have to terminate this algorithm. So here condition is NO less than equal to 10. So it will check whether this condition is true or false. Okay, so NO is 1, it will check first 1 is less than equal to 10 or not. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true, because 1 is less than equal to 10. So it will execute this S statement. Okay, S is having go to 4. So it will take your control to line number 4, that is step number 4. Then what are the contents here? Print NO. So what is the value of NO? 1. So it will print value of NO as 1. Okay. Then again it will execute next consecutive statement, that is the step number 5. So what is the step number 5 here? NO is equal to NO plus 1. So it will increment value of NO by 1. So now NO becomes 2. Okay, previous value is 1. 1 plus 1, that is 2. Next, again it will execute the next consecutive statement. What is the next statement here? Go to 3. So this is the looping, because it will take the jump in the backward direction. Okay, go to 3 means what? Again it takes control to the line number 3. Okay, look here. In this statement, we have NO is equal to 2, and then it will execute go to 3. So it will take your control in backward direction. It executes the loop. Again within step 3, what it does here? Test if NO less than equal to 10 or not. Look here. We have NO is equal to 2. 2 is less than equal to 10. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. Again, it takes control to the line number 4. So it prints that value. Okay. So what is the value of NO? 2. So it prints 2. Okay. First it prints 1, then it prints 2. Okay. Then step number 5. What is the step number 5 is equal to? NO is equal to NO plus 1. So previous value of NO is 2. 2 plus 1, now it becomes 3. Okay. Then again it will execute go to 3. So it will take your control to test if statement. Again it will check 3 is less than equal to 10. S, again this is true. S, go to 4. So it will take your control to step number 4. What is our recent value of NO? That is the value 3. So it gives you value 3. Okay. Again it will increment value of NO by 1. So NO is equal to NO plus 1. What is the value of NO now? S, 4. Okay. Then it will execute go to 3. It will take control in backward direction. Again it will check the recent value of NO is less than equal to 10. What is our latest value of NO? That is the 4. 4 is less than equal to 10. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. So it will execute step number 4. It prints NO. What is the value of NO now? 4. Again it will increment value of NO by 1. So now NO becomes 5. Okay. So like this, it prints 5, 6, 7, then 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Look here. When it prints value of NO as 10, it will increment value of NO by 1. So NO is equal to NO plus 1. S, value of NO is 10. So it becomes here 11. Okay. When it is having value 11, again it executes the next consecutive step, that is go to 3. It will take your control to step number 3. It will check whether this value of NO is less than equal to 10. We have NO is equal to 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false, because 11 is not less than 10. So where it will take your control? Yes, the condition remains false. So it executes no, and it will take your control to line number 7, step number 7. So what is step number 7 here? Yes, go to end. Okay. So when value of NO becomes 11, it will take your control to end. Okay. So what would be the output of this algorithm? S algorithm, what would be the output? It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the output. Look here. So same algorithm is written by using looping statement. How many lines are there? Only 7 statements are there. Only this algorithm is having 7 statements. Within 7 statements, we have written the algorithm to print numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. Suppose another question is there, write an algorithm to print numbers from 1 to 100. So we have seen when we want to print 1 to 100 numbers, how we can write this algorithm by using this method, how we can write this algorithm by using this method. So now we will see how we can write the same algorithm by using looping technique. So NO is equal to 1. This is the value. Then what we want to print here? 1 to 100. Okay? 1 to 100. 1 is the lower bound. 100 is the upper bound. Then how we can change this one? Start is there. NO is equal to 1. So the lower limit is same. Here within the step number 3, what changes we have to make here is test if NO less than equal to 100. Okay, look here, because we are going to print values from 1 to 100, we can write this condition like this: NO less than equal to 100. How it will execute? So initial value of NO is 1. It will check 1 is less than equal to 100. S go for, it will print 1. Again it will increment value of NO by 1. So NO becomes 2. Go to 3. It will check 2 less than equal to 100. S again it will print NO, that is 2. Then it will increment value of NO by 1, that is 3. Okay, so like this it will continue this these steps unless and until this NO is having value equal to 100. Okay, when it is having value 100, it will print that value, that is NO is 100, and then it will increment value of NO by 1 and it will execute go to 3. Okay, when it becomes 101, it will check 101 less than equal to 100 or not. So is it true or false? It is false, because 101 is not less than 100. So it takes your control to know step number 7. Okay, so what is step number 7 here? End. So it will take your control to the end of algorithm. So likewise we can print numbers from 1 to 10, 1 to 100, 1 to 1000, 1 to 10,000, 1 to 1 lakh, 1 to 10 lakh, 1 to 1 crore. Okay, like this. Only you should change here the conditional statements. Okay, look here. Step number, it will remain same. Only 7 steps are there, and by using this loop technique we can print any number. We can print numbers in any range. We can change upper bound here, we can change lower bound here, and we can print the numbers between lower value and upper value. Okay, so this is the looping. What is the looping? Is how looping takes place in algorithm. What is the meaning of looping? When we want to repeat some instruction, look here, these two instructions are repeated here. First one is print NO and second one is NO is equal to NO plus 1, because we know the interval between two numbers is 1. We should increment value of number by 1. So these statements, these two statements repeated again and again, okay, within the looping. So this is the algorithm to print the number. So these are the three methods. The first one by using sequence, again second one by using sequence, and here the third method is by using the loop. So this is the loop. Okay, got it? Go to 3. We are taking the jump in the backward direction, and again we are taking the jump in the forward direction. Okay, so this is the loop. So let us see another examples how we can use loops in algorithm. So here are the some examples. Here the first example is algorithm to find numbers from 1 to 10. Second example, algorithm to find numbers in between 1 to 50. Third algorithm, to find numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, so in these three examples, lower value, it is same. Okay, we have to increment value from 1 and only the upper limit is changed. In the first example, upper limit is 10. In the second example, upper limit is 50, and in the third example, upper limit is 100. Okay, so we are incrementing the values. These three examples are having incremental steps. Below the examples given below this one are algorithms to find numbers from 10 to 1. Okay, algorithm to find numbers from 50 to 1, and algorithm to find numbers from 100 to 1, reverse of this one. Okay, here upper limit, here lower limit is changed. Lower limit means the first value is 10, we have to decrement the value up to 1. Here the first value is 50, we have to decrement the value up to 1. Here again first value is 100, we have to decrement the value up to 1. So how we can write these algorithms? Look here, from 1 to 10 we are incrementing. So the first value is 1 and conditional statement is if no less than equal to 10, because 10 is the last limit. If condition is true, print NO, NO is equal to NO plus 1. So the most important things are we have to assign the correct initial value. Okay, NO is equal to 1. What is the second important thing? We have to write here correct conditional statement, NO less than equal to 10. And third is we have to write here correct incremental step, because we are going from 1 to 10. So 1 condition is it should be less than equal to 10, and incremental step is NO is equal to NO plus 1. So these three things are very important. Okay, within the second example again we are going to print 1 to 50. So we know the lower value, so NO is equal to 1. What is the condition here? Yes, we want to go up to 50. So conditional statement is here is NO less than equal to 50. Okay. And what is the incremental step here? NO is equal to NO plus 1. So initial value 1, we want to go up to 50. So the conditional statement is if NO less than equal to 50, and we want to increment the value by 1 because the interval is 1. So the incremental step is NO is equal to NO plus 1. Okay. In the third example, what is the question here? Algorithm to find numbers from 1 to 100. Again lower limit is same. So the first step is NO is equal to 1. That is the assignment statement. What is the conditional statement here? NO less than equal to 100, because we want to print up to the 100. Okay. Then what is the incremental step here? NO is equal to NO plus 1, because we are going in ascending order. We have to increment it by 1. Okay. So these are the steps. Initial values are same. Conditional statements are changed according to the upper limit. Here the upper limit is 10, so NO less than equal to 10. Here upper limit is 50, so condition is NO less than equal to 50. Here upper limit is 100, so the condition is NO less than equal to 100. Okay, so according to your upper limit, according to your lower limit, you should change the steps of algorithm. Okay, so the next example, algorithm to find numbers from 10 to 1. So look here, this is the somewhat different. So what is the limit here? What is the first value here? 10. And what is the last value? 1. Okay, so how we can write algorithm for this one? So NO is equal to 10 because the initial value is 10. What is the condition here? We want to print all the values those are having uh, less than equal to 10 and greater than equal to 1. Okay, we want to go up to 1. If that number becomes 0, you should take your control to the end of algorithm. So the condition is reverse. NO greater than equal to 1. First value of NO is 10 and we want to go like this: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 up to the 1. So the condition is NO greater than equal to 1. If this condition remains true, means 10 is greater than equal to 1, this remains true, so it will execute go to 4. Print NO, it prints the value 10, and then the assignment statement is NO is equal to NO minus 1, because we have to go here from large value to small value, so we should decrement the value, and we know the difference between two number is 1. So here assignment statement is like this: NO is equal to NO minus 1. So the initial value is 10, it will print value of NO as 10, it will decrement the value by 1. So now NO becomes 9, and this step it will take your control to step number 3. So again it will check 9 is greater than equal to 1. Yes, this is true. So it takes control to go step number 4. Print NO. What is the value of NO now? 9. Okay. Again it will decrement value of NO by 1. So the value of recent value of NO is 8. 8 is greater than equal to 1. So it prints 8. Again it will decrement the value by 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So when it has value 1, so it will check 1 greater than equal to 1. Yes, this is true, because 1 is equal to 1. So S go to 4, it will print value 1, then it will execute NO is equal to NO minus 1. So now value of NO becomes 0. Okay. So it will execute go to 3. It will check 0 greater than 1. Is it true or false? So it is false. Okay. So when the value of NO becomes 0, it will take the control to the end of algorithm. Okay. So likewise it prints values from 10 to 1 in the descending order. First value 10, then 9, 8, like this up to 1. So these tips are again here important. NO is equal to 10, the first value, conditional statement NO greater than equal to 1, and decremental step NO is equal to NO minus 1, because we want to print values from 10 to 1. In the second example, again we want to print values from 50 to 1. Okay, so NO is equal to 50, the first value. What is the condition here? Again NO greater than equal to 1. What is the assignment statement here? NO is equal to NO minus 1. Again we are decrementing the values. Okay, and when we want to write algorithm for 100 to 1, so again same steps are there, only the values are changed. So NO is equal to 100, this is the first declaration. Again condition is NO greater than equal to 1, because we want to print it up to 1. And what is the decremental step here? NO is equal to NO minus 1. Okay, so from this example, all these 6 examples, here the first important thing is we should uh, write, first step means we should write the correct assignment statement. What is the initial value of that particular variable, we want to find it first. Then what type of conditional statements you should give, this is the second important part. Whether we have to use less than sign, whether we have to use greater than sign, because when we go from lower value to upper value, we have to check it up to the upper value, so we can use here less than sign. But when we go from upper value to lower value, we have to decrement the value. At that time you should use here greater than sign, because we are going from last value to upper value to lower value. So this part is very important. Okay, so from 1 to 10, 1 to 50, 1 to 100, 10 to 1, 50 to 1, 100 to 1. So look this carefully, what type of changes we have made as the question changes. Okay, lower, what is the lower value, what is the upper value, and what are the steps. So these are the examples where we used looping concept. Okay, so in the next video we will see another examples, how we can use this looping within the suppose we want to print all odd numbers in a range, all even numbers in a range. So many examples we can do with the help of looping statements. So hope you got it. You write it in your notebook and try to write it without looking at the solved problems. You can try it your own. Okay, so thank you.